Well, well, well. Look what we have here. Nice. This is a 385 small block Chevrolet. Stroker crank, stroker 6-inch rods, flat top pistons, 2 valve relief, with a combination of the cylinder head. It should be a really nice running motor, especially with the cam. Gonna be going in right there. I know a lot of people think, oh, it's LS because you know it's got aluminum can covers. Not a big deal, right? These Vortec engines of this generation, it ran the block short, the block, and then the whatever came out of a 96 to 99 Chevrolet Tahoe Suburban type of deal, where they actually had a composite timing cover, which we don't play that kind because I don't want any plastic on this setup. It's just what I do. So, especially for what I'm building, right there, this. I'm not putting any sign of plastic on the engine because it just makes sense. So anyway, so we got these things changing. Now this is the story of the hot rodding. Okay, so when you go and you go to Holly for that, GM Performance, I think, or whoever made these, Hedman, you got Mylodon, oil pan, which let me show you. Mylodon, oil pan, oil pickup, oil pump, all that, right? And then, of course, aftermarket cylinder heads, stock block, aftermarket, everything is different manufacturers, okay? This is the story of the hot rodding. Now you got to try to manipulate all this stuff to work together. And that's where the problems lie. So you as a hot rodder has to make all this stuff work together. And here comes the story of the headers and the bolts. Right. So these headers came with bolts. They didn't have a hope of working. So let's zoom in on this deal and I'll show you. On this side of the engine, got a little bit something different. So let's check it out. Hang on a second. Okay. So now, this is ARP, which is high-end, stuff. Got ARP head bowl, everything's ARP on this engine. I chose the 12-point kit because I like the way it looked. Didn't really process that into how to tighten these 12-point bolts. I just bought it because I thought it looked good. 6-point, 12-point. Probably should have chose the 6. Especially the header bolt issue. Now these headers with these bolts have a little washer right there. Okay. This one actually fits. Now every other, as you can kind of mosey down the line here, that one fits. Those are the only really 2 that fit, maybe the one on the end. All the other ones don't fit. They're supposed to be made for headers, right? That's what it's supposed to be for. Now, okay, let me show you. Hang on a second. Now we have the problem of this header bolt. You can't even get it started because of the radius of the tube until you get the header. You have to pull back the header. You have to loosen all the bolts, pull back the header, start this bolt, and then start the other ones. But it runs so tight with the tube that there's no way of getting the socket on there. So at some point, it gets too hard to turn with your fingers because everything gets bound up, right? So what do? I don't, even when I got it all the way up, I still wouldn't have a way of finish tightening it because it's 12-point. I got spline sockets. I got ratchet wrenches. I got other sockets, but you can't get a fit a socket and a wrench in there. Number one, it's too thin in between the tube and the bolt, to get anything on it. And then there's no way to, it's just there's nothing to do. So I had to reinvent what I was doing. So let's check out what I did. But this is with everything when you're hot rodding, right? You're trying to use all 12 different manufacturers to build one thing, and It's just the way it goes, because you like certain things, you get certain deals on certain things, you know, whatever, right? So these are the problems that you have to overcome as a hot rod. You can't get frustrated because it is what it is. You know, it's easy to get frustrated, but you got to just step back, you know, and think about it, process. You can't get in a hurry because
the next day.
So my solution, after a little bit of deliberations and all that good crap, is these Stage 8 fasteners. And I like them a lot because it actually has a Allen head right in the center. Yeah, I could use a capped head, Allen head bolt or whatever, but it actually has a 6-point on the outside and an Allen on the inside. Yeah, it's got the, you know, the locking deal where it'll keep it from, you know, backing up or whatever like that. But mainly it's this stuff right here so I could tighten them up. And, you know, headers are a pain anyway. So let's get these things out of the box and check them out. So here we go. Of course, you got all the locking, you know, deals here. This goes on, and a little C-clip goes over top of it. Pretty simple. These are bolts itself. As you can see what I'm talking about, it actually has a little Allen head in the center. So I can use a little, you know, ball socket Allen head to tighten it down. And then I can finish tightening it with a little, you know, 6-point wrench, which makes sense. So, of course, they're, you know, perfect size, and then we can lock them down with the additive there. So, and these have been around a long time. Stage 8 locking fasteners. It's perfect. Of course, it does have a guarantee. You know, whatever. You know, whatever. So, anyway, they ain't cheap necessarily, but they do the job. You know, and that's what it's all about. So, I'm gonna try these out, and I'm sure it'll be perfect because I mean it makes sense. You know, so let's try it out. Let's go.
1 hour later.
Alright guys, well I saved you all the bad words and all that, you know, because you two don't really like that kind. But this is what it takes now. So, got a little ball in, Allen socket, you know, whatever, Allen head wrench. What is that? 3/16, and then a little 7/16 socket to get to that one difficult, you know, bolt. So swap those out. Got them in over here now. Took a little bit, but not too bad. I mean, it went in a whole lot easier than the other ones did. So got those all on there just for now, just kind of mocking everything up. I don't know, just aggravating. I hate hair bolts because you want to make them easy right now when you got it out of the car, because when it gets in the car, it's a big old pain in the. So I'm hoping this is gonna make it a little easier because I hate header bolts. It's just, you know, these headers, you know, you spend all kinds of money on headers made in the USA. I don't even know where that's at. But anyway, you know, but then how are you going to tighten it up? Unless you get special bolts. Well, the bolts that come with the header, they don't work. They don't work. So you have to go in there and, you know, heat the tubes up and, you know, try to make it best. But you can see they come factory with a little bit of bump into them. But this one right here is probably the most difficult. But anyway, we're getting them. I think those fasteners will work. And of course, they'll, once we get these all set on there, you know, whatever, they'll lock in and you know, maybe they won't loosen up. Maybe. Who knows? We'll see. But anyway, it's another little step ahead. I believe that's going to be a fix for that, because that other thing, this right here, no work. No worky. I love ARP, but shouldn't have got the 12 bolts. Should have got the 6-point head stuff. That'd probably been okay. But, you know, trying to be fancy. You know, whatever. Anyway, let's go. We're getting a little bit closer, step by step. Getting ready to make a big order, hopefully soon. We're going to order the cam. We're going to order probably, I don't know, I may reuse these lifters. Just clean them up. You know, factory lifters going to be fine for what I need to do. We're going to need push rods, of course. We're going to need, we got the spider for the lifters. There's not a whole lot we really need to have all the parts here. Oh yeah, I got to get rocker arms, and I got to get stud girdle. So we're getting there, but still got a few things to buy. I think I've chosen the cam. So with the help from my friends that are much more smarter, more knowledgeable about it than I am, I just kind of know what I want. I just don't know how to get there. Generally, I know what I need, but don't know exactly. So, but we'll get her done. I'm ready to hear it fire up. I'm ready to hear it. Finally got to build it the way I want to do it, for the most part, within my budget, of course. And I'm ready to hear it, ready to drive it. So let's go. Have a good one, guys. Get out there and work on something. Do something. All right, guys, to end this, we got the plate on there. You know what that means. We're going to mock it into the truck here soon. Already have the mounts there. We got mounts here. Yeah, we're running solid engine mounts. Polyurethane trans mount. That's what we do. That's what's going to happen here. So next time, it's going in, or at least get on the way. Still waiting on parts, of course. Finally, my cam stuff, valve train, that's a whole story in itself. We'll talk about that when the stuff gets here, all the good stuff gets here, and we'll move on from there. But let's have a great day. We'll see you next week. If you see anything you want to know about, whatever, curious, whatever, questions, comments, whatever, leave them below. Let me know. I'll be glad to answer. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.